In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I spend in a week as a 40-year-old living in Atlanta and giving you my real life budget breakdown. Let's get right into it. So the very first thing I do is take out my budget notebook and turn to my expense tracker. This is where I write down every single transaction that has cleared through my banking account. Now, I like to budget by budget categories, and that's why you see all of the different colors on here. Each one of these colors represent a budget category in my budget. So let's get right into my very first budget category, which is my savings. Now, I list out my budget categories from the most priority to the least priority. So the very first one is savings, and inside of my savings I put money aside for retirement, investing, and my personal savings. Because my savings is on automatic draft, whenever I'm paid, money goes into those accounts. And since this week was not a payday week, $0.00 actually went to those accounts. And also I had to drop my investments from 5% to 3%, because I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous video or not, but the taxes on my house is actually going up. Therefore, my mortgage payment is actually going up as well. And I'm trying to figure out different ways where I can cut some expenses somewhere else inside of my budget, so that way I don't have to take it from the money that I have left over every single month. So I dropped my thrift savings plan down from 5% to 3%. And I should know something tomorrow, actually, because that's when I'm able to view my paycheck. I'm actually going to find out how much money am I saving there. Now, I'm only doing that temporary because I know how important investing is to me. I know what it is doing, with my investment account. It's actually really growing, and I don't want to do that long term. So I'm only doing this until I'm actually paying off all of my credit cards. I only have 3 credit cards left. So as soon as I'm done with paying off my credit cards, the thrift saving plan is actually going up past the 5%. And I think I can do more, being that I won't have to pay any credit card payments anymore. The next category is my home category. And inside of my home category is my mortgage payment, utilities, my phone bill, short-term disability, loan, life insurance, all of those important things, aftercare for my son as well. And I spent $257.28 this week. So the only thing came out this week was short-term disability and my phone bill. The next category is food, and your girl had a frappe every single day this week. Sometimes I had 2 frappes in the same day. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even going to lie. I did have frappe 2 times on one day. So this week I spent $34.14, which is not too bad. However, because I know that I'm gonna be having to send more money to my house account where my mortgage comes out of, because it's going up, the taxes on the house is going up, and all of that stuff, I know that I'm gonna have to be really strict when it comes to my food budget. And I think this probably gonna be my last month even buying frappes. I was speaking to my coworkers about it, because they know, they always seeing me with a frappe. And one day I didn't come in that morning with a frappe, and the only reason why I didn't come in that morning with a frappe is because I was running late. They had our job change our begin tour. So now we come in a little bit earlier. So I didn't have time to stop by McDonald's and get a frappe. And I was asking them, I was like, y'all, this might be my last month getting a frappe or whatever like that. And they suggested that I just treat myself on Saturdays to a frappe. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Maybe I can do that. That's probably like around, about $25 a month, if I can put aside $25 a month. But we will see once I actually budget out in April for this new payment that I'm gonna start making in the month of May. So we'll see when April gets here. The next category is transportation, and I had to fill up. Well, I only fill up one of my cars, but I had to take the other car because my dude had to do something with the other car. See, I hate when he have to do that type of stuff, especially when the other car don't have no gas. So I did put gas in one of the cars, not much though, because I didn't fill it up, because I already know I'm on this $60 a week budget, and I knew that I wanted to be in my main car. So this week I went over my $60 weekly budget, and I actually spent $67.98. So that's $7.98 actually that I went over the budget. The next category is subscription, and I only had one subscription to come out, and that was my Apple storage because the phone is full and I needed the 2 terabyte of storage because I got so much content in it, and that was $9.99 there. The next category is debt. And I had my Merit $4 come out. Y'all know the Merit credit card is actually paid off. But in order for me to have that account open, they still charge me a $40 monthly fee. It's like no other credit card is doing that except for the Merit credit card. So $4 to Merit. I also have a collection account that I pay for every single month. That was $115. And the reason why I'm paying this collection is because when I got this house, they told me because I had 2 items in collection and it was over $2,000, I either had to pay it off or I had to get on a payment arrangement. And I decided to get on a payment arrangement. And to my surprise, they are reporting this to the credit bureaus. Every single month, my collection goes down and I'm seeing an increase in my credit score, you know, on my FICO. So I'm super excited about that. I'm happy that I am finally paying this off, and hopefully once I get this paid off or paid in full, hopefully my credit score will go up even more. And then also I had to pay Discover credit card. Now I've been focusing on my Capital One Saver credit card, trying to get that one paid off because that is the one with the lowest balance so far that I have. But I've been sending extra money towards other credit cards as well, and I still haven't got the Capital One Saver credit card paid off. But I do feel like I am gonna have it paid off this month, so I'm not really worried about that. But I have been sending extra money towards I have been putting extra money towards the Discover credit card. I actually put $250 extra towards the Discover credit card. So this week in debt payments, I sent $473.57 towards debt payment. So the Discover credit card minimum payment was $104.57. Then I had the $4 for the Merit credit card, and then I had the $115 towards my collection account. Those was all mandatory. Everything else was extra payment put towards the Discover credit card, which I'm super excited about. The next category is miscellaneous, and I've been trying my best to not spend any miscellaneous funds. However, I did go to the mall and I saw some shirts or jerseys in there for me and my son, and I picked up 2 of those because they were buy one get one half off or something like that. But I ended up spending $37.59 in miscellaneous spending. And my grand total spent this week as a 40-year-old living in Atlanta is $880.55, which is a whole lot of money. I cannot wait, you guys. I cannot wait to be able to put all of this money that I'm spending on debt right now back into my savings. That's why I'm just such in a rush to get all of my debt, specifically my credit cards, paid off. I'm so excited that I'm down to my last 3. I started off with 7 credit cards last year, and I'm down to 3 now, and 1 collection, and I plan to have all of that paid off by the end of this year. But that's all for this video. That's everything I spent this week as a 40-year-old living in Atlanta. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.